So after a really hard-fought game, Brighton and Hove Albion succumbed on penalties. United have been led to 2 finals in the first season of Erik ten Hag. First, it was the Carabao Cup final, which they have wrapped up nicely in their locker. And then they have the big one against their sworn rivals, Manchester City. Can they navigate that task? Coach says that this is the perfect final.
Exactly, it is. And I'm sure those people in charge of the FA Cup themselves.
It's a dream final.
It's a dream final for them.
Yeah.
In terms of economic, everything points at the quality of the football, the 2 opposition. We expect it to be a super final. And for me, as a Man United fan, I was hoping that we will get to the final to stop Man City from winning the treble. Because United, as we speak, is the only team in England to have won the proper triple. The FA Cup, the Champions League, and the league in 1999. As it stands, Pep Guardiola's men are on track. But thankfully, they've got Real Madrid to deal with. And they've got Man United to deal with.
Yeah.
In order for them to be able to...
And Arsenal can still win the league.
And Arsenal can still win the league. So it is not home and dry. But look, if you look at the football, it was an absolutely brilliant game. If you're a coach, you enjoyed every second of this. Every second of this on the part of the Brighton's manager, on the part of Ten Hag. You could see the 2 coaches were very, very smart. The Brighton coach, De Zerbi, insisted on his philosophy. Erik ten Hag had to be a bit more pragmatic on the day. Yeah, I've always said, I like coaches like that. If you look at, or if you accept that this is what you believe in, this is the way the game is supposed to be played. But if you look at what is in front of you, and you need to adjust yourself to enable you cope and get a result, I prefer coaches who will do that. So on the day, United were happy to allow Brighton to have the ball. Because don't forget, the 2 centre-back pair, makeshift, not the regulars in Martinez and Varane. But in midfield, United had their 3 or their first choice midfielder on parade with Casemiro, Eriksen, and then Bruno Fernandes. Along the line, Eriksen, due to fitness, got substituted and Fred was introduced into the game. All they needed to do was to make sure that the most influential players of Brighton don't see the game, especially in the final attacking third. One of who, Sulemash. The other one, Mitoma. Mitoma. Wan-Bissaka again proved today.
What a game.
That 1v1, he's the best in the business. No matter how, because I've seen him played against Mbappe, I've seen him played against Neymar, I've seen him played against, name the very skillful wingers that you can think of. And this guy, the Mitoma boy, he did his thesis in dribbling. Maybe most people don't know that. At the university, his thesis was on how to get the ball, face the opponent, and then
one of my best dribblers to watch.
So he's been dribbling every Dick, Tom, and Harry.
It's not a joke how well he dribbles. And that's why Brighton have been so successful.
Exactly.
They know that if they isolate him one-on-one with their fullback, in fact, until Wan-Bissaka went off, Mitoma was not in the game.
Had not completed one dribble. So that is the credit to Ten Hag and Wan-Bissaka, of course. So you can have the ball, but we'll make sure we block your most influential players and force you to do the things that you wouldn't do on a normal day. And that is tactics. That is proper coaching. So the game went all the way to penalties. And it was clear that David De Gea will hardly make a save, although he had 2-3 directions right. And I normally don't like games being decided in this manner, because it happens to get one player not to sleep well for the next 2 days. And I hate that. But under the circumstance, you take it, because that became the only outcome or the only means by which the game could be determined. And look, I'm happy we have a Manchester derby in the FA Cup final. And I know that is going to be a spectacle. If I'm the coach, one of my advice to Ten Hag will be telling him there should be sensation on that day, because people will be willing to go and play in the Champions League final. So you choose between the Champions League final and the FA Cup final.
I want to say something about the game. I think Brighton did very well on the offensive end. I think there were a few moments where if their touch was right, they would have had very good chances.
Maybe only one.
No, there was the Undav one.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
the Undav
Mitoma, the Mitoma one as well. If you remember.
In extra, the one he came
kind of
crashing under
exactly.
the air.
So they had some moments. So I think it's a credit to them and the work they've done this season. Because look, if you said at the beginning of the season, Brighton will be challenging for top 4, FA Cup semi-final. I think a lot of people now have
And look,
it.
just a minute.
After
From the way they
changing
play,
managers as well.
from the way they play their game, they can give any team.
I don't
match.
think they go into any game these days
No,
fearing any
no.
opponent.
If you go and look at the stats, pass completion,
Yeah.
Man City, Brighton. That's how it looks in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So they trust themselves on the ball and they've showed it. And look, where we are at the season, you can't say it's an anomaly, small sample
they
size.
deserve it.
If you are ranked somewhere at this stage of the season, it's because you deserve to be there. You have shown it. So they are, if when it comes to even passing, they can outpass Arsenal on their game. They won't, so this is not a joke team. So when they came and they were playing their game, I was not surprised that Man U decided to kind of sit back because Man U cannot compete in that way. But look, at the end of the day, it didn't work out for them. Solly match, very unfortunate. His penalty went over there, but I think he was the only left-footed penalty taker for Brighton.
Yep.
No, they had 2, and the left back.
Yes, Estupinian. And they both went the same way. And I think that's what got him. I think because the hair anticipated as a left footer, he would go there. And I think when he saw the hair going there, he kind of panicked a bit to try to get a bit more power, and it just went over. But it is what it is. And because the penalties were very high quality. Very high quality penalties.
Just one miss deciding it. Let's